So. Especially with my freshman year, there was a lot of just me being the only black student in my class, and it's just no one else but like white students. And that experience really, and not even just in that experience in itself, but like multiple experiences that I've had have made me feel that, they make me feel lesser than. They make me feel like I don't truly belong here.
At the time, I had a couple of classes where I was the only African American in the classroom, and so sometimes I felt like I stuck out like a sore thumb. And I feel like the way some people interacted with me made it harder to feel included.
It also being a PWI, I feel like, at least for myself, there's just sometimes sort of like an uncomfortability going and talking to white people that I don't know.
Sometimes I think the world can be so cold and it can be so layered with negativity and toxicity and things of that nature, and sometimes it's hard to even connect with people. But as long as you have like a core understanding of who you are, like I've tried to have a core understanding of who I am and try to meet people who have that same level, that same balance of being level-headed, you know, I think that's where safe spaces are often found.
BSA, the Black Student Alliance. Great club on campus, great people. They do so much, and it's a lot of planning, a lot of hard work put into it just to outreach to students, to make sure other students are involved. Everyone is invited, not just black students on campus, but everyone.
BSA, the Black Student Alliance, I feel like that's a good space for me, just because it's supposed to be an organization for, I mean, everyone is welcome, obviously, but they make it a special place for people of color just because we go to a PWI, so we're often surrounded by a lot of people who don't have color or who are African American or of some colored descent. And also Urban Dance Association, I feel like that place is like somewhere where I can be to express myself however I want to express myself.
I didn't really talk in high school, so that was like, I didn't really get to experience it really. But here, it's like in the middle, because when I first got here, I didn't really feel like welcomed, I guess, until I found like Black Student Alliance, until I found marching band. And I don't know, I guess like I'm always in the middle. I don't know how to word it. I don't know.
The biggest issues that I've had is me joining Phi Kappa Tau. That was my first one that I had, where I had a lot of issues with students asking me why I chose to join a white organization instead of, learning more about the Divine Nine process. And I think that kind of took a big toll on me for a while, until I realized that not everything is for everybody.
I think here, my feeling about my identity, specifically being Black, has been a little bit better because I've been able to connect with other Black people, and I have Black friends like in my program that I'm with every single day. But in a sense, I still, and not because of them, but just because of my own brain, my own insecurities, feel that I always say that I feel like I don't know how to be Black. Not that there is one way to be Black or anything, obviously, but I feel like I don't understand what that's like.
I felt unwelcomed on campus. It was like recently. So I was in class, it was like an online class, and someone accidentally went off mute and they said like the word, and well, I'll just say it was like the N-word. And he didn't know that he was off mute, so that kind of like made me feel away because, you know, you're not supposed to say that, but you still said it. And of course, like at the end of the class, he apologized to the professor, but even if the professor says anything to the school, I feel like there's not much they can do.
Really, as of recently, I feel like certain things have happened in certain areas with people where my identity could have been seen as a joke. I feel like sometimes people will try to rub jokes because I'm somebody who, like, it takes a lot to get under my skin, and I feel like with that in mind, when people start to understand that, they try to like subliminally pass jokes or comments or anything that they think is just okay to say because like, oh, Daryl's not gonna get bothered by it, Daryl's a chill person, she's not gonna react. So I feel like sometimes like things are said about my identity, or maybe things that are stereotyped about my identity that will be seen as like it could be borderline funny or not funny. It could be considered borderline racist with a couple of things that I've heard.
I really want to thank Courtney right now and just say I appreciate you because you are amazing.
Someone named LaShira. My first year here, she was the first person that I met, and she welcomed me in, showed me around campus. Maya Norman, one of my best friends here, she's graduated.
My boss in admissions, Martell, I think part of the reason why I spend so much time in that office is because I will go and just rant and complain and all of the above. Another person I would say is CJ Harkness.
But I felt BW before the change and after the change. Like when I first got here, it was like prime BW, like when we had Boss Chicken and we had all of these luxurious things, I'll say. And then when changes came to BW, it's like a major and huge shift just happened. So yeah, I guess like I'm still learning since I'm a junior, but it's been a great experience so far.
Please do your best to take not only accountability, but to make the proper measures necessary for your Black students, your Black queer students, your Black trans students, your Black Asian students, Muslim students, whoever it may be, your people of color. Help them a bit more.
I went to a predominantly white high school. I was also affiliated with a religion. But despite that, I trusted BW's mission and their history and their founding. That was at the root of making sure people of all creeds can come together to access an education.
I would say so. And the reason why I say that is because in some schools you see like a lot of the Black community doing a lot of stuff for themselves. They have to make their own opportunities. They have to go out of their way to do a lot of certain things. But I feel like BW does a really good job of making everyone feel included, making everyone feel like they have backing from the staff.